All right, then here we are. Spawning upper right in the red, he is for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, the newly returned smiling assassin himself. In the red, he is Hero. And his opponent spawned in the bottom left in the red for Alpha X, the most powerful clown. He is Astrea. And man, as much as I loved watching that Scarlet Hero series, and by the way, it was a very good series. Make sure to go check it out if you did not see it live. I'm excited for some PvP. I'm excited for some Astrea PvP in particular because, man, this man has a wonderful command of the matchup, a really, really deep understanding of how things work. I mean, he's got to beat Neeb every time if he wants to win North America. So I'm excited to see how Hero's understanding of the matchup matches up with Maximum Angel himself. Now, we do have both players going for a double gate opening here, double gate cyber, so nothing too crazy. Juggernaut is kind of a map that you can go for like the single gate expand build. If you're max packs, you're going to go for it. If you're anyone else, you're not. So again, two gate expand here. And really the next question we're looking at is what exactly do Hero and Astrea opt to build out of these additional 2 gateways? Is it Adepts? Is it Stalkers? Is it Stalker Sentry? Looks like for the moment here, it will be Stalkers as we do have Warp Gate underway as well. And hey, Team Arkova, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Oh, sorry, Team Arkoval. I thought that was an exclamation mark. Thank you so much for the follow, friend. Welcome. We're having a fantastic evening. How could you not? We had Scarlet Hero, and now we have Astrea Hero. Like, there's nothing better. Literally, it's impossible. I guess the only way it would be better if this was in the semifinals or the finals, so, you know, we'd get 5 games instead of just the 3. But anyways, we do have, it looks like both players getting ready at the very least to expand. Hero gonna do his a little bit slower, as he is really not out on the map, but he will find that probe as his probe does go down as well. And so Astrea will have his expand just a little bit faster. But realistically, Hero's not expanding as much as I said. Yes, he looks like he's getting ready for it. That's just a low ground vision pylon, right? To maybe allow for shield battery if you need it. But behind this, we have a 3rd gate. We have a Robo here, and looks like we're just going to see some 3-gate Warp Prism pressure coming out from Hero in this game. Number 1 is Astrea. He's only on 2 gateways. Yes, he does have a shield battery on the way. But this is the kind of build from Astrea that can rapidly snowball, given the opportunity. Now, not exactly guaranteed that Astrea will give him that opportunity because, again, Astrea is adroit in all matters Protoss versus Protoss, and he should be able to figure out, yeah, I mean, he will be able to figure out what's happening rather soon, as he does as well. The hallucinated Phoenix does move on the other side of the map. But here's the thing, right? War Prism already underway here, and Astrea is not greedy because this is the standard play, but it's greedy in the context of this game, right? We already have the War Prism. It's going to find its way on into the main base. We're going to see 3 Adepts warped on in immediately. Out of vision here from Astrea, but Astrea, he does see the Robo now, so he's like, look, I'm going to cancel everything I can. Adepts are going to run on in. We have a 3rd gateway underway here. Astrea is truly in panic mode in this game. These Adepts, well, they're not going to get a lot done. They have forced a probe pull, though. Oh, they're going to find the probe in the wall. That's going to make... Oh, nice force field, though, but the Warp Prism will be able to keep things out, and now all this did here for Astrea, it didn't keep him alive. It's making his hold that much more possible, or more difficult, excuse me, as we have the shield battery. It's going to go on down in the natural. And these Adept Shades will not be allowed to complete. And actually, Astrea is just going to give up the low ground for the moment. He's like, look, there's an immortal here. This is a scary thing indeed. His force field is going to go on force field. And we're going to see, yes, the pylon will be depowered here. Oh, it's not actually. Now it will, okay, but we have a pylon underway immediately. So that should be fine for the moment, because we do have another shield battery going up on the high ground. And these gates aren't going to be depowered for too much longer. And eventually eventually Astrea, he will have blink. So he will be able to deal with this Warp Prism. But for the moment, the natural is going down. Hero has a somewhat, he has a 9-odd army supply lead here. And he will actually be very successful in knocking down the production here from Astrea. 1 gate goes down immediately. 2nd gate is going to start to go on down to nice force field. We'll be able to knock down 2 sentries. Actually, nope, never mind. Hero will be able to save 1. The 1 sentry will go down. That's actually going to be rather nice. Notice Astrea, he moves forward with 1 stalker to knock down the hardened shields of the Immortal, making it that much more difficult for a hero to really commit to this, because again, the Immortal will go down eventually, right? And now Blink is done. We have our 3rd gateway back on up here. Astrea, again, he's on 2 gates, so he doesn't have quite the production that Hero does, but he's got 3 gate Blink Stalker, and that means he should be in a good, well, right now he's going to be on the 1 gate Blink Stalker. And that's actually, this is the scariest point of the game here from Astrea, as he missed micros and loses so many Stalkers. Yes, we're going to have shield battery overcharge now, but now the Stalker's actually going to blink onto the low ground. They're going to try to knock this War Prism down, but they will be unsuccessful in their attempt. And now Astrea, he is bleeding on out here. Stalker's blink on top of the War Prism. They're going to get it, but at what cost here? It does not matter. Hero's moving on in. He takes a 1-game lead. Here we are, spawning the bottom left in the red. He is, for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, up 1-0 in this series. He is Hero. And his opponent spawning the bottom right in the blue, going for 1 gate expand here in this game 2. He is, for Alpha X, Astrea. Yes, this is the hero that used to be in the GSL. This is the hero that lost to SOS in the winner-take-all Katowice Grand Finals. This is the smiling assassin himself. And yes, he is black from military. Recently, as of like, I want to say Wednesday, he signed to Dragon Phoenix Gaming. And already he looks even better. So he lost to Ragnarok 2-0 in Open Cup Korea number 77. I'm like, okay, well, you know, he looked good against the players that were not Ragnarok, and then he got bopped by Ragnarok. But already he looks a lot better, even in this run, than he did in Korea on Saturday night. And it's exciting to see just how far he's going to come on his return. Will he reach those heights of old? Will he be the hero of myth? Or will he just kind of hit that level that DRG's at, where he's good, he's round of 16, round of 24 GSL quality. Actually, maybe even round of 8 quality. I'm sorry, I'm underselling DRG here. But he's not exactly a threat to win a championship just yet. I don't know, I'm excited to find out here, as we do, of course, have that funky situation where we have both players go for gate expands, which means no one gets to do a gate expand. And yes, Classic is back, and in fact, if you want to see some throwback Classic games, I just cast a best of 9 and then a best of 5, Classic versus Innovation and Cyril versus Classic, that are already now up on the Alpha X YouTube channel. At least I know the best of 9 is. The best of 5 maybe not yet. And so we're going to be doing some more of that. If anyone has any requests for any big series that from Classic, from these newly returned players from Hero back in the day, we'll try to see if we can find the replays. I know someone already asked for Scarlet versus Bomber. I cannot find those replays. If someone has them, throw them my way, but I think those may be lost. I'm not even sure that they'll load anymore because they are harder to swarm. But anyways, now the Adept's going to find its way on into the main base, but that's just a scout. One Adept really is not going to do much against it much. If anything, a Stalker is going to be able to start shelling away at it. Now, on the other side of the map, what do we have going on from Hero here? He's got an Oracle on the way, but that's an Oracle in the natural, so really this is scouted. We're going to see an Adept go on down. Nice little pick off there from the Stalker. How many Stalkers do we have in the main base? Doesn't matter. There's a shield battery there. Okay, that makes sense. And the Stalker, well, it's just going to continue to try to do what it can. And it's going to get some shots off on this Oracle immediately. We're just going to see the recall because, of course, one Oracle does beat one Stalker. But here's the thing. The energy has been sent. Right? The energy has been spent. There's a lot less here. And yeah, the Oracle may be able to get 2 Orcas in the natural, but that's going to be just about it. As of, well, the energy's gone, and B, well, there's a shield battery in the main base. Oh, look at this though. Hero, he's got 2, he's going up to 3 Oracles. I mean, we saw him doing this in PvZ. I'm like, okay, or in PvZ, and it's like, okay, you know. That makes sense. But we do not see 3 Oracle play in this matchup really at all. So it's going to be interesting. I mean, this should get a lot. They absolutely can DPS down past a shield battery, but maybe the Stalk. Okay, there's one Stalker in position here. It's just going to get targeted on down immediately. Second one, well, it's not going to go down, but there are enough Stalkers. See, one Oracle's going to go down immediately. The Sentry's going to stay alive from the shield battery. And yes, some workers will go down, but that doesn't really matter. An Oracle died. This was a 3 Oracle commitment, and it's not that many workers. Estrella, he's still got a worker lead. So yeah, that's a cool idea. Yes. A Sentry was targeted down, but it did not die. Now Astrea here, he's got the more powerful army. He kept that Sentry alive. He only lost a couple workers, which realistically against Oracles you expect to lose anyways. And he is in a wonderful position in this game. His blink is about halfway done, far ahead of heroes. He's got a forge underway, so he's going to have that +1 timing that much better as well. And actually, okay, he's not going to move out on the map. I guess this is just a scouting zealot looking to probably sit on top of the third base. Just see what timing hero decides to go for that. He's Astrea. His is already halfway done. His, well, he's going to be able to mine from it sooner rather than later. So yeah, there we go. The set, or excuse me, the zealot will find that this base is going up, and it makes sense here. Hero, he did not get the damage he needed. In fact, he lost an Oracle where he really didn't want to. So he says, look, okay, my base is going to be delayed. It's going to be slower. I can deal with that. I'm just going to take the gold base. I'm going to mine that much more and hope that that's going to work out for me, as the Oracle is going to try to fly on in once again. This really should be a stasis trap Oracle, or really just a scout, as, well, it's not going to have enough. So Oracle will go on down here, and Adept's going to try to get some damage done. It's going to get some number of probes. I believe actually the Adept will be able to shade on out. Nice macro there from Hero, making sure that it does stay alive, although there are Stalkers on the map, and that means this be a bit of a problem. Oh, look at this positioning though. Astrea, he's gonna get the Oracle immediately, but oh, he's used his blink, and now that the blink Stalkers here from Hero are gonna find all the Stalkers of Astrea, and Astrea, he expanded. Granted, so did Hero, but his army is so much smaller than Hero at this point. Hero has caught Astrea wanting, and now it's his turn to get aggressive. Now it's his turn to get on the map. Yes, there's +1. Yes, there's charge on the way, but that doesn't matter if it's not done yet. Some of the probes are going to have to get pulled to defend this. The Sentry is going to go on down, so no Guardian Shield, no Force Fields. And this Adept is going to find its way out into the main base, but it will go down. Now, though, there's not a lot of blinks available for Astrea at this point. He's going to have to spend some weapons, and yes, he does have shield batteries on the way, but they're not done. Now they're done, so he's a lot safer now. And with the Immortal out as well, yeah, he should be fine. Now, that was a little bit scary, but no, the Stalkers are going to blink on top of it. The shield batteries are done, though. The Stalkers, they're not in position to heal from that. Shield battery overcharge is going on in now. Probes are going to have to be pulled to defend this. Hero, has he committed too much? It looks like no. Astrea, he's gotten a little bit too greedy here. The entire army from Astrea. Well, actually, you know what? With the probe pull here, never mind. The probes, they do really well against these Stalkers, and they're fighting strongly indeed, even as the Immortal does go on down. Astrea, he still has some fighting strength. He is still up workers. And that means that the longer this lasts, of course, the better it will be for Astrea here. But Hero, he has that Warpin piling going on in. These Zealots, they're going to have charge. They're going to get on top of these Stalkers so damn easily. And that's when things get scary, of course. The Stalkers, as long as they can kite, they can do a really good job. As long as the probes can pull and do well, they can do a good job. But with these Zealots here sitting on in the front, that's where things get really problematic. But now Zealots coming on in from behind. Stalkers going to blink on top of them, just trying to knock them down. But Hero, he has too much. He has... Well, he's got the momentum. That's really all he needs. Yes, there's an Immortal here, but the Hardened Shield is going to get popped. Hero, now it's his turn to move away, but now he's going to blink on top of the Hardened Shield is gone. The Stalkers are going down. More and more Warpins on in from the Smiling Assassin, and it looks like Astrea has been broken in this game. We will see a shield battery overcharge, but that just gives license Hero for him to back up, for him to maybe reconnoiter, to go take the third base down, because here's the thing. Actually, okay, he's just going to recall, because the Adepts find their way on into the main base, and the Natural. How many workers did they get? The answer is enough. 8 workers will go down, and at the end of the day, this game's actually rather equal. Astrea has +1. He has Blink Stalkers. He does have Immortals. So from a tech perspective, he's a little bit ahead. They're equal on workers. And now I'm wondering whether... Actually, I think Astrea's actually probably ahead here. That Adept move was really what he needed to do, right? It means that he's within spitting distance of army supply. He has, actually, he doesn't have any Immortals. I guess he canceled that, but he does have +1 Blink Stalkers versus +0. And we're looking at like a +1, or like a 1 to 2 Blink Stalker differential. That's going to be fantastic here for Astrea. That being said, though, Hero, he doesn't have a production lead. Yeah, actually, Estrella's ahead by 1 gateway. Okay, more and more stuff underway here. Astrea is mining from his third, but so is Hero. In fact, Hero, he will be mining more, right? Because he does have the gold base, and that's kind of the only thing that Hero's got going from here as the engagement is going to happen. Guardian Shield's going to get popped on both sides. There is no shield batteries for the Stalkers. They're just going to have to move backward, knock down all of these Zealots before they can really take the fight in earnest as they're blinking backwards and blinking backwards. More Zealots are going to find their way on in. Remember, these are +1 Zealots. They fight a lot better than +0 Zealots do. And, well, Hero, he's in a bit of an interesting concave. Not his entire army is not really coming to bear with the Stalkers. Now they're going to blink on forward. I guess just targeting down a bunch of probes. The probes are going to get pulled here. But Astrea, he is massively coming out ahead from an army supply perspective here. And yes, we do have the Zealots moving on and trying to get on top of all of these Stalkers, but they will be unsuccessful. The Stalkers here from Hero going down, and yes, we did see some workers go on down, but the army of Astrea is stronger, and now it's his turn to get some momentum here. It's his turn to get on the aggressive, his turn to break the forward position from Hero. And now, well, the game continues. The pylon will go on down. And now there's a downside here to taking this gold base. It means that your mining is exposed. Astrea is down 12 workers, but not for that much longer. Here's the Stalkers are going to be able to camp behind this mineral line, knock it down. It's a Hero. Yeah, you may have extra workers, but you cannot mine from them. Not at all. But we're going to see a surround here coming on in from Hero. Astrea, though, he's already got a concave set up. And remember, he is up an upgrade. His Stalkers fight better. So on equal supplies, he has the better option here. As that being said, though, Hero, he has Immortals on the way. He has strong, tanky frontline units. Yeah, Astrea just really likes to forget to use game heart. Oh, look at this one Stalker bait. Look at Astrea, you god, he's gonna get on top of the high ground. He's gonna find half the army of Hero just like that, and he's gonna find the Immortal too. The Immortal that Hero needed to make sure that he was able to make this hold happen. And now Astrea, he's found the inside track. He has sectioned off the natural from the third base. And yeah, we do have a Guardian Shield here, but Astrea doesn't care. He's gonna blink on top of everything, and he's not even gonna target the sentry down. Not at first. The army of Hero is falling apart. Astrea, he's found what he needed at this point. He's got the high ground. He's got the concave. And you know what they say? Well, it's over, Hero. I have the high ground indeed. The Stalkers can blink on forward. Hero, he's got nothing left to his name. 7 army supply and a bird. The third base is going to go down here as the probes are pulled, hoping to defend. It's a hopeless cause. And now Hero, he's going to have to tap out. GG, Astrea is going to equalize the series. And we're moving to game 3. All right, here we are. Once again, spawning the upper right in the red. He is, for Dragon Phoenix Gaming, he is Hero. And his opponent spawning in the bottom left in the red. He is, or excuse me, in the blue. He is Max Angel Estrella. All right, here on 2000 Atmospheres, we will not see the fun mini game of the single gate expand. That's actually not a single gate expand because no one lets you single gate expand, and then maybe it's actually not going to be single gate expand anyways because you're actually proxying something. We're not going to see that fun mini game. It is a 2-gate build of some sort here from Hero and Astrea, and if I was a betting man, I think we might see something like what Hero did in game number 1 because it worked. It caught Astrea off guard. It killed him. And then in the game that Astrea and Hero, well, really more Hero, decided to go into a bit longer game, Hero did eventually lose because Astrea is really good at messing around at holding the stuff that Hero did decide to throw at him. Again, he plays on the North American server. He has to beat Eve. And yeah, that army movement from both players was so damn good. Everything about that game was so damn good indeed. Actually, not even that game. This series, how lucky are we that A, EAPT weekly pays out to top 8 now and we get points for that, and B, it's giving points again. So we're seeing all the top players play in this tournament once again. It means on a Monday night, on every Monday night, we get to see awesome series, awesome games just like this. And I, for one, consider myself extremely happy to be able to experience such a thing. So now, well, I bet right. I'm just saying. We got a robo underway here from Hero. We're going to see a third gate go down sooner rather than later, I would assume, as there is no natural here. Hero, he's pantomiming it. He says yes. Absolutely. Oh, he is expanding. That is interesting indeed. So it's only going to be 2 gates, not 3. And actually, I really like this from Hero. So what he's doing is he's pantomiming what he did in game 1. He says, yes, this is a really quick robo. I'm going to put pressure on you, yada, yada, yada. But behind it, he's got a Nexus on the way. So he will be allowed to put some pressure on. He will be able to get a Warp Prism, warp things in, but it's only 2 gate pressure. It's not 3. So realistically, Hero should not end the game with this. The Depths continue to try to shade on in, and they will be unsuccessful there. And now Astrea, he's got the full scout up. He's like, okay, I know what's happening. I don't need to cancel anything like I did in game 1. I don't need to hit panic mode. I just need to make sure I don't die. So the Adepts, once again, they will try to move on up. Nice job there from Astrea from keeping the wall up, letting it down for a second to let the heroes go through, and snapping it right back on up again. And look at this. Actually, Astrea will find a couple of these Adepts in the middle of the map. One will go down. Hero, nice job trying to play with that line of sight blocker, but not quite enough. Actually, really nice body blocking, too, from that one Adept. But at the end of the day, Astrea will be able to knock one Adept down. And now, well, he's also going to find the Warp Prism. That, of course, did pick up the one Adept. But this means these 3 Adepts in the main base are not going to be nearly as successful as they were previously, because realistically, they didn't end the game. They didn't kill Astrea. They didn't actually do any tangible damage. But what they did do was they forced the force field that allowed Hero to get on into the natural really unfettered. So what do we have here? Blink is a lot further along for Astrea than it is for Hero. We don't have a Forge, though, so no +1 underway. As Hero, he's got Blink on the way, of course, but he has an Immortal here. He has just this really strong point-and-click frontlining army, right? It's going to be difficult for Astrea to really take the fight, so I think here on one of the larger maps in the pool, we're going to see that thing I was talking about earlier, that gentleman's agreement, where both players say, yeah, I'm getting Blink, but I think I want to get into a third base. That sounds like a good idea. I want to take this game a little bit later. As I say that, though, we do have Astrea moving out just a little bit. I think this is pressure, though. I think he's just going to sit out there. He's got a couple sentries, which he may lose, kind of expected on that one, because, again, they don't have the mobility, but just sit out there, poke and prod, force Hero to maybe panic. They say, oh, yeah, I got to be very careful here. Oh, I'm sorry. That's what he's going to do. He's just going to look to blink on into the main base here. But Hero, he was not born yesterday. He is prepared for this. So we're going to see the pylon go on down, and immediately Astrea is going to be forced to blink on backwards. But those force fields mean he can't. So he's going to have to blink on the low ground. What a move there from Hero. He's not going to take that much damage at all. In fact, he's going to take a far better trade against Astrea than Astrea will against him. Nice move there from Hero. And yes, losing that pylon's annoying. But that pylon for 2 stalkers? Yeah, I think Hero's going to take that one absolutely, especially considering Hero's army is more actually it's not. Never mind. I guess the sentries make up for it. Will continue to be more complex with these immortals, with these additional the 4 additional gateways on the way. So actually, it looks like Hero may be interested in getting aggressive here. No, he's got a probe on now. So we're going to see that third base from Hero, but again, it's going to be later. And that is because he will have the opportunity to get aggressive. He does have this Warp Prism looking to move on into the main base, but now the Stalkers are here. That really shouldn't do much. But Hero will have to get something done. He is down 4 workers. He is down a little bit of army supply, but honestly not all that significant. But his third base, is much slower than that of his opponent. So yes, he is now moving out on the map here. This Warp Prism will allow for reinforcements. Unless Astrea can blink on top of it. Astrea, is he going to get it? He gets it. Okay, this is actually massive here. The force field will keep Astrea alive for the moment here. Stalkers can blink on forward, but Astrea, he's got the high ground now. He can force field this off once again. And yes, there are 3 immortals here, but Astrea, he's up 12 army supply. And he has shield batteries at that third base. He's dropping more. He has immortals of his own underway. There's only one. Most likely only going to be one for this fight. But Hero is really not going to have that resupply option that he really wants. So we see sentries, we see zealots moving out. But at this point, well, we have Adepts. They're going to find their way on into the natural. I don't know how many workers they killed. Okay, so they got 6 workers here. So now Hero, he's down 5 workers. He's down a little bit of army supply. And once again, Astrea, he could blink on top of that Warp Prism, but he will opt not to. And instead, he's just going to knock down a Stalker for his troubles. Astrea absolutely owning the map here in this game. And the more time he buys, which he is buying fantastic time, by the way, he gets more immortals. He gets closer to that charge. That's going to make this fight so much easier. Because realistically, not a lot of army that hero has, it doesn't fight. It doesn't fight zealots all that well at all. It is glass cannon units that want to sit there at range and poke and fight. But now we have the R fight coming on in earnest. Zealots are going to get on top of things, but they are slow zealots indeed. Actually, they're just going to sit in hold position for the time being. Trade their lives as a meat shield. And this force field, actually, it's not going to allow hero to really get on in. So now we will see the rocks slowly get taken on down here. And actually, Astrea is going to get a free stalker for his troubles. But charge is now just about 20 seconds out. Zealots are going to try to find their way on in. But again, these are truly a zealot meat shields. They have no future in this game. And now a couple sentries will start to go on down here. Force fields are going to go on down. And now, Astrea is going to blink on top of it. The Warp Prism is going to go on down. Now, well, hero blinked on top of what Astrea blinked on. But the two immortals firing strong. Astrea, did he overcommit? He did not here. It's still two immortals versus one. Astrea's got the closer warp in. Immortals not going down here from Astrea. Not yet. Oh, the one is actually still going to stay alive. But now it's 3 immortals to 1. Astrea is blinking on top of things. And he has blinked his way into a date with a round of 8 here. Astrea double the army supply of hero. The third base, well, it's up, but that does not really matter here. Astrea is moving on forward. He has charge. He has the better army. He has the bigger army. And I'm not exactly sure what hero is supposed to do here in this game. Now, maybe, just maybe, he gets a good fight around a shield battery overcharge. Something like that. But no. Actually, well, we're going to have to wait a second. Astrea does not have a Warp Prism. So he will not be able to engage just yet. He needs that resupply ability. He needs to either drop a pylon, which he's not going to do, or B, get a Warp Prism, which he is going to do. So more gateways underway, and we will see a couple adepts trying to do the same thing to Astrea that Astrea did to hero. These adepts are going to find their way on in just as the immortal finishes, so not a lot there. And actually, Astrea, he's just going to rotate back for the time being. He's aware of what he's opened himself up for. So we will see the adepts. They're going to find their way on in. They're going to get like 2 or 3 workers, but stalkers are here now. And that should be that. So there we go. The adepts will go on down. They have forced Astrea back for the moment. But Astrea with a bunch of gateways. Notice he's only on 3 gas. Now, if this was another game, I might say he's going for a 4 base zealot all in, because that's something he likes to do in this matchup. But I don't think he needs that. He's just getting on up to 7 odd gateways. And actually, okay, so he's not going to opt to try to kill hero there. And you know what? Looking at the game state, I think he had an opportunity to do so if he moved in immediately, but he didn't have the resupply, so that's fine. Instead, he's just going to go into Charge Slot Archon Immortal. He's going to continue to expand his lead. He's got that 4th base underway. As the Stalkers will try to chase these adepts down, and they will be unsuccessful, but the rest of this army will find them. Zealot's going to get that charge on immediately. And realistically, these adepts are going to get like 2 or 3 workers, but at this point, doesn't really matter. There we go. So they will go on down here. 4th base underway. +1, more closer to being done than not done. And now we have Archons underway, which means that Astrea is interested in getting aggressive rather soon. Oh, well, you got to kill that observer. There we go. You don't just buy Archons if you don't intend to use them aggressively or defensively. Now it's Astrea's turn to get aggressive here. Hero has tried to lean into him for far too long, and now Astrea says, look, I got +1, you don't. I'm up 30 army supply. I got Archons, I got charge lots. You probably have charge lots. Cool, that's fine. I got a big army, and a big army wants to be used. A gun wants to be fired. Isn't that the phrase? You know, you don't build an army because an army will be used. Something like that. Anyway, we do have 4 disruptors here, though. And that can be a bit of a problem as the Zealots, they look to charge on top of these Archons. They will the disruptor will connect on 1 Archon. That's fine. Actually, that may force Astrea back. All right, these disruptors are not all that easy to engage on into in this map with the chokes as they are. But hey, he's going to find a bunch of oh, you know what? If he gets these Zealots for free, which he will, start flinging on top of them, make sure they kind of form a bit of a force field here. That's going to be something. But actually, look at this. Look what Astrea is doing. He says, yeah, I'm just posturing here. Really what I'm doing is I'm sending a bunch of Zealots on into your natural, looking to make your life hell here, as the disruptor shots are actually going to be massive here. 1 disruptor is going to blow up like 5, 6, 7 stalkers, and we will force warp-ins on into the natural. Hero is getting a lot closer to the army supply, though. But Astrea, he understands. He's like, look, I got 4 bases. I'm going to knock your 4th base down. I'm actually going to force a cancel here. Man, I thought that was done. +1 air attack on the way, double Stargate on the way. Estrella says, I'm just getting further ahead, right? I'm going to build an army that you cannot fight. Yeah, I don't want to fight into disruptors. That's going to be a bit annoying here. As the Zealots actually are going to knock down this forge as well, which means, hey, no +1 there. It means Hero will really never have upgrade parity, and it's going to be, well, it's going to be carriers on the way. You do want +1 attack against carriers, so you can knock them down as fast as you please. And there we go. We have a couple Zealots getting warped on in, but everything is getting depowered here. All the pylons are going down. Hero is going to get supply blocks soon. And it wasn't the fight at the front. That was the problem here, although, well, Astrea's going to take that one too. It's not the fight at the front. That is the problem, is the backstep here. Zealots warping on into everything. Stalkers are going to try to get on top of this, but they will be unsuccessful. Disruptors are going to go down as well, and that's really the big scary thing here. Meanwhile, of course, Astrea is going to back up with his army. He does not need it anymore. He has done his damage. He has spoken his truth. And his truth is death. His truth is the destruction of the Korean Protoss. Yes, Buckforth from the past. You're right. It didn't make a difference. They got some good shots, and they did force Astrea to take the game later, but it did not prevent Hero from taking game-ending, well, continuous game-ending damages. We do have the Stargates done. We do have +1 air attack just about done. +2 shields underway. Oh, I really thought this was going to be carriers, right? You get +1 attack for carriers. This is actually double Stargate Phoenix, and this is actually really, really cool. So you just go and you say, okay, well, you get +1 attack because why not? You're really far ahead economically, but you just go up and you lift all of the disruptors. Right now, we have 6 disruptors for Phoenix. So for the moment, well, disruptors can get some shots off, but we have Phoenix coming out 2 by 2 here, and well, they will be revealed at the very least. Here, Hero should know where Astrea stands. But now we got Astrea with a big concave here, and he's just going to keep moving out. So we will. The goal here, of course, is to have one Phoenix per disruptor. So 6 Phoenix, 8 disruptors. Not quite there yet. Actually, Astrea is only building 1 Phoenix at a time, so maybe he doesn't want to get a 1-to-1 situation here, as long as he has enough energy to just pick up and drop and cancel those great balls of fire. Now, once again, Hero is attempting to take the 4th base, but I mean, Astrea has his 5th base done. He has it mining. Let's look at the income differential here for a second. Yeah, that's the thing. So now Zealots, they will find their way on top of this 4th base. It will get canceled on in once again. We should start to see some disruptor shots go off, but there are Phoenix here. They will be able to prevent that. And actually, well, this one doesn't even matter. So now we're going to see the fight maybe happen in earnest. No, not yet. Not just yet. Because there's a flank coming on in. Zealots coming in from the left and right-hand side. And, well, okay, so right now we're going to have to see some really big lifts here. None of the disruptor shots is going to go on off. The ground army from Hero is dying. There's no air army, so we don't have to worry about that one here. Zealots getting on top of everything. The last disruptor shot is going to be attempted, but it will be unsuccessful indeed. The last of the disruptor going to get picked on up. Archon's knocking them down from the sky. Zealots killing Archon. What a time to be alive here. What a time to be a North America fan, because Astrea, he's got too damn much here. GG Astrea. He takes the game. He takes the series.